Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
Which means he's very expressive, okay, in describing this incident. Now, what is the question asking us? Which of the following is factually correct? What does that mean? Absolutely true. It has to be factually correct. Okay, it cannot be an assumption. It cannot be something that the author is assuming or something that he's describing or imagining. Correct? It has to be factually correct. So tell me, what is factually correct here? The first sentence, 7 minutes after midnight. The second sentence, this is also factually correct. Now, here it says it looked like as if it was running on its side. Here he's describing something, but that's something actually he's seeing, right? Are you all getting this? So this passage describes a dog which was lying on the grass in the middle of the lawn in front of Mrs. Shear's house. Its eyes were closed. It looked as if it was running on its side, which means it's, the paws were moving, right? The way dogs run. So he's describing whatever this action is. The way dogs run when they think they're chasing a cat in a dream. But the dog was not running or asleep, the dog was dead. Now this is factually true. There was a garden fork sticking out. Now here, this sentence is describing this fact. It must have gone all the way through. This is something that the author is supposing. You know what that means? Yeah, he thinks it may be true. Okay. So then he says that it was probably killed because I could not see any other wounds on the dog. I do not think you would stick a garden fork into a dog. Again, he's being very descriptive here, right? Here, he's actually saying that, he's not saying that the dog had cancer. All he's saying is, I do not think you would stick a garden fork into a dog after it had died for some other reason, like cancer, for example. In the sense, if the dog had cancer and it had died, you wouldn't go further and then poke it with a garden fork, right? Or a road accident. You wouldn't do such ghastly things. That's what the author is saying. And then he says, I couldn't be certain about this, right? Now, factually, what is it we know and what the author is describing? I've just put it up here by making those markings. Now, let's look at the questions. We have, someone had killed the dog to relieve it. At this point, if someone had killed the dog, if the sentence ended here, this would have been fine, okay? Because the dog wouldn't die on its own or accidentally in that way, okay? So this part would have been factually true, but then this part makes this the wrong answer, okay? We don't know. This is an unknown factor. Dogs run on their sides when they chase cats in their dreams is the most closest to the truth because he's describing what action he saw, right? The third one, the garden soil was deeply, we don't know this. In the cadaver is nothing but the dead body of a dog or any dead body really. The fourth one, the dog's weight kept the fork from falling. Again, we don't know this. We don't know how deep the fork went, okay? So for all that we know factually true is that the B option. Is everyone clear on this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's go to the next problem. So I'll give you 3 minutes, okay?
Option D, ma'am.
Okay, that's 3 minutes. Now, the previous problem, we went with the passage and then we looked at each option. Here, I want to try something different. We look at what is being asked, okay, and then we look at each option, if it can be true. So firstly, I hope all of you have read the passage. Okay. Which of the following can be concluded from the above passage? A mob of students were intentionally blocking the way of the writer, intent on trapping him or her. Firstly, we don't know the gender of the writer, but it says that here they were intentionally blocking from the passage. This is where it is. The path to freedom tonight was blocked by a foxtrotting mob of besotted doctoral candidates. So this is a college party where a lot of them have come, right? The attendance is high at this college party, and a lot of them it seemed to the author like they were blocking, because foxtrot is nothing but a dance. Basically, a lot of them were blocking his or her path, right? Second one, the writer had been a runner in her younger days but couldn't make the sprint. This is not true. It's not given in the passage. What the passage says is, a few years earlier, I might have stood a chance, but ever since prohibition attendance at the department's illicit Christmas, sorry is nothing but like a party, okay, had soared. So nowhere are we talking about her capability to sprint, his or her capability to sprint. Halliday had cornered the writer and he or she was hopelessly caught. Again, this is implied in the passage only from the author's point of view. The author says, Halliday gave me a challenging look, and the author says, Halliday had me cornered, right? But actually, this has not happened. This is in the author's point of view, okay? The fourth option, it says the writer and the Halliday happen to be at the same dance party. This is the only thing that we can conclude to be absolutely true from the given passage. So D will be the answer. Okay. I'm timing you. I'll give you 3 minutes again. Okay.
Option C.
Yes, ma'am. Even I go with option C.
Okay, any other answer? Sorry? Okay, so here we need to know firstly we need to know what is the author's reasoning, and then we need to find which one of these options will lead us to making that reasoning wrong, right? So who wants to explain? One of you who thinks he is the answer?
Option A says that the argument makes an unsupported assumption that every machine accident results in some loss of life.
Okay.
We're not talking about every machine accident. We're talking about the machine accidents that result in the loss of life and property.
Okay.
Option B says manually operated machines cost the same to repair. We're not talking about the cost of the machines.
Okay.
Option D talks about how it does not precisely say what percentage of such manually operated machines is involved in hazardous accidents. How does that even matter?
Okay. It's irrelevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So option C is the only right option.
So why is C the right option? Where is the author's reasoning? Why is it going wrong?
He says life and property could be saved by just banning manually operated machines which cause harm to life and property.
Okay.
If the work done by those machines are imperative,